Hello class, Jonathan Nagel again. Today's scenario, now we got two pilots both flying in the front of an aircraft that's equipped with a G1000, flying along, and they encounter some bad weather. As is frequently with busy airspaces, air route traffic control center frequency that they're currently on is extremely busy, and the pilot's unable to get the weather update. Because they just simply can't hear it through all the noise flying through. So the G1000 gives you a couple of different features that are very useful in this kind of a situation. Unfortunately, not all of them are available in every aircraft due to different programming, and some of them require subscriptions. So it's important to know exactly what your aircraft has capable prior to flying. Some of the planes that I've flown, for instance, came with complimentary three-month subscriptions to everything, brand new 2020 aircraft that I was flying about a year ago or so, a little over a year ago. So there I was able to actually experience the XM Weather data link with the full radar NexRad overlays. Those are functions that if the flight school or whoever you're renting the aircraft from, or maybe you own it yourself, definitely worth the investment to have those available. Since my flight school opted to not continue on with those, I took a different route and purchased a Garmin GDL52 that gives me satellite weather overlay onto my iPad using Garmin Connect. Another great little tool to have available. Doesn't matter what aircraft I'm in, I always have the satellite weather and the added benefit of the satellite radio as well on those long cross countries. So something that I kind of recommend everybody look into. I'm actually the only person that I know of that flies with one, and I'm kind of surprised by that. I'm surprised that more people don't spend the money to purchase something like that. But anyways, back to the G1000 here. Like I said, the XM Weather Data Link does require subscription to get the radar overlay, the NexRad radar, basically overlaying your map. And there, the co-pilot would be able to see everything that's out there in front of them as far as the weather goes. There's also a feature on there that will show lightning, so you can see some people are really able to dig into the weather and tell, okay, the lightning is heavy in this area and light in this area, the storm's moving a certain direction, and they can predict where it's going to be going. Also, with the overlays, they'll give you SIGMET and AirMets. METAR, really just a basic on a map, a little flag, colored flags that'll indicate VFR, IFR, that sort of thing, low IFR. So that function is there as well. There's other things too that show you winds aloft. Somebody might be able to extrapolate some data from that to predict which way that the storm is rolling, if there's large convergences in the wind or circulating, maybe be able to avoid that area. Also, the METAR and current TAFs are available, and depending on the features that you have, that may be provided through ADS-B. I know with the suites that I have in the aircraft that I fly, unfortunately, it's not available straight through ADS-B information. But again, some of them I know it really does depend on how it's programmed. Another unfortunate one that isn't available with all of them is a communications isolation feature that the audio panel has. Again, I know some are programmed so you can use that feature. Others just simply don't have the software or the programming in it to be able to isolate one comm. And what it is a button on the audio panel. I believe it's four lines down. On the left-hand side, it'll say 1/2. What it does is by pushing that button, it'll isolate the first radio to the pilot in the left seat and the second comms radio to the co-pilot in the right seat. That way they're able to listen to individual radios, and the co-pilot would be able to reach out and maybe contact flight service or listen to a local ATIS and find out what the weather is doing out there. So you can see with the G1000, there's a lot of features that are there. Unfortunately, the one downfall I do see with the G1000 is it's highly dependent upon the package or the suite that the aircraft manufacturer has decided to go with when putting the G1000 into the aircraft, as well as whether or not you're carrying the subscription for the additional satellite weather.